What's going on, beautiful people in chat? Those of you watching on YouTube, I appreciate y'all for being here, baby. You tune into another episode of Talk About It with me, your host, T Easy. This is a space where real conversations happen, unfiltered, uplifting, and unapologetically focused on growth. Twice a week, we dive into thought provoking topics, sit down with some interesting people, doing even more interesting things, all with one mission in mind to be better than we were yesterday. So, whether you're on the grind, you're in your zone, or you just need a little motivation to keep pushing forward, this podcast is for you. So, hit the like button, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, tell your friends about it, drop a comment, tell me what you liked about the pod, tell me what you didn't like about the pod. I'm all ears. I appreciate y'all for being here. I love y'all so much. Let's get right into the episode. God bless y'all. What's going on? What's going on, chat? Welcome back to another episode of Talk About It. Today's guest is a very good buddy of mine from Eastern Kentucky. Jake Lamar Baker is a soil conservation technician with the USDA NRCS, currently working on becoming a wildlife biologist and newly reborn and giving his life to Christ. Jake is a great man working to improve for those he loves, including his lovely fiance, who he will be marrying in October. So congratulations on that. Without further ado, please welcome Jacob Baker. Jake, how you doing, brother?
Fine as frog hair, brother.
Fine as frog hair. Dude, that's one thing about Appalachia. Everybody's got a saying for something.
Oh yeah,
I've never heard. I don't think I've ever heard that one though.
really?
Yeah, no, I've heard. I'm hanging there like a stale hair in a stale biscuit.
Yep,
But I don't think I've ever heard fine as frog hair. That's pretty good.
you're fine.
That's very fine. Is that the first time somebody's like gave an introduction for you or like a bio?
Pretty much, yeah.
What'd you think?
You're solid. And
It's a solid
spot
bio.
on. Oh yeah.
Sometimes I hit people with some stuff they didn't even know about themselves.
Oh,
But I mean, also, I like it. I'm pretty sure it was you. You were like, you know me, brother. You know me well.
yeah. That's
On that
exactly
form.
what I said.
Yeah.
I don't need to write anything else.
No, that's fair. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Honestly, this my first question is: what do you do for the USDA?
It's a mouthful, is it
Yeah,
not?
yeah. I'm actually surprised I didn't slaughter it the first time.
Every time somebody asks me what my job is, I'm like, I work for the USDA, but I also am working with the NRCS, which is the Natural Resource Conservation Service, which is a branch of the United States Department of Agriculture. They're like, yeah.
Okay, so USDA, that's the United States Department of Agriculture.
Yeah.
What is the NRCS?
The NRC, so like you back when we were in the Dust Bowl, when it kind of all started, and it's pretty much what I do is I'm a soil conservation technician. My friend JD is a soil conservationist, but we have programs like EQIP and CSP and all these other acronyms for stuff that goes on, but what it entails is we have farmers come in after they set up like a farm number, and they apply for programs that we offer to help better their way of doing things, like through conservation. We can do, if somebody's got cattle, we can help them cost share for waterers and make sure we divide it up into fields that doesn't have water. So for us to do something, we have to go out to the farm for a farm visit and identify resource concerns. So if you've got 3 fields and 2 of them have water and the other one doesn't have water, well, then water is a resource concern. So we can help you plow.
Now, is that like a lot of drainage systems, stuff like that?
Oh, that's another thing. It's got so much stuff. It's crazy. But I'm saying is like, livestock need water. So if he's got 2 ponds servicing 2 fields, he's got one field that cows got to walk from one end of it to way down to the other. It's not really beneficial for the cattle, right?
Right.
And either gravity feed or get them to hook up to their city water and design a programmatic thing that we can pump water into that field. That way, he's more conservationally in tune with his cattle and whatnot. We can pay for seeding so they can reseed some of their fields and make it more palatable to their cattle. What I've been doing a lot recently is EWP, which is Emergency Watershed Protection. And so, like, after all those big floods we've had,
Yeah.
altered the streams, we go back in and either drill steel into the creeks and rock in it, or we do these things called gabion baskets. All it does is it's protecting the stream bank from erosion, pretty much.
So like this, like when you say steel, you're talking about like beams, like basically.
Like high beams. Like,
yeah. Okay.
And it depends on how long they are. They'll do like a core drill and find out where rocks.
And that's what you were doing Thursday, right?
Yep. That's why I started Thursday, and I'm on another project, and whenever it finishes, either they'll send me to another one, or I'll go back and help JD with the more farm stuff.
But
I don't. It gets boring doing EWP, but it's rewarding because you're helping the whole entire stream and the people who on it. But being able to help farmers is what I really like.
No, for sure. But that's their livelihood. Livelihood.
Yeah. They've got a way that, ultimately they want to do it, and they see that we can
help
them pay for it.
For sure.
I may not pay for all of it, but we can give them pretty good, that way they can further develop. And some of these places, dude, like some people like CSPs, the thing's called Conservation Stewardship Program. It's for people that's doing like really good already. And like, dude, some of them farms, you go out for those CSP visits, you're like, oh my God, dude, how do you afford to do this? And do they afford to do it so well? And like a conservation mindset.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow.
It's got to be like generation to generation of farming, though, to an extent, right?
Yeah. He's a 7th generation farmer, and dude, his place is top notch.
Yeah. Granted, I'm sure like the actual work you enjoy, but I'm sure trying to explain it to people, they're like, okay, all right.
Hard to explain, especially with all the things that go into it. Like, you may sign up today, but it may be a year till we get around to servicing something.
Yeah.
It's a long process.
No, for sure. I could see that. No, for sure.
Since it's government, you got so many hurdles you got to jump through to make sure everything's done right.
Yeah, so everything's like all your funding comes from the government, right? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm sure there's a lot of hoops you got to jump through on that aspect too.
Folders. Like we build a customer their own folder, and it's like this big, and it's just basically, the speculations and everything to it, and we always give them a copy of the stuff that they sign. But like the ones that we keep, dude, they're like this thick.
Yeah.
Everybody that gets one, we build one for. Like the days when it's slow, we're just cranking out paperwork. Like,
yeah.
All right, well, we need to put this in here because I think we have to keep stuff for so long.
Well, I'm sure too. Like knowing you, that's probably what you hate the most about it.
I wouldn't say I hate it, but it's
your least favorite part.
It's the least favorite part.
Yeah.
Paperwork.
But
I can go out farmer and all day.
Yeah. But it helps you understand what you're doing.
Yeah, and like why you're doing. And there before it was JD was teaching me because he just 4 months been on 4 months before I have. And he was saying, the 12:45, we gotta get to 11:99 signed. I'm like, you gotta what? What is all that?
Yeah.
Now he can say it, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's this. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
But that's how every job is, though. There's like an adjustment period, but especially like when it comes with a lot of paperwork and stuff, it's just like it take you a minute to catch on to it.
Big switch, because there's a lot of stuff that Fish and Wildlife that I did that is kind of the same as this, but I was actually doing the work.
Right.
Having to readjust to. I don't go out and do the timber standing improvement, but I help describe farmers what it does, why it would be good here and whatnot.
What is that?
Timber standing improvement.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things. So you can what I'm most accustomed to from Fish and Wildlife is, say you got a ridge that's nothing but that's got white oaks on it, which is a high valued tree, right? And you got a mid-story, which most of the time is a bunch of quicker growing trees that aren't like red maples and stuff. They're not really good for anything particularly, say, and they're not a good timber log. So PSI, timber stand improvement, you go in and you kill out all that mid-story, and that lets the acorns that drop from the big mass producing trees like the white oaks, gives them a place to grow, because now there's not all that understory and they can get sunlight, and sapling that's already there, they can benefit from it instead of being shaded out.
So how you go about fixing that?
You go in and you get you a hatchet and a bottle of whatever spray that's triclopyr or something like that, and you just go to whacking on the trees and squirting them, and they'll die, and then eventually they'll fall down.
Huh. And then it frees up space for other trees to grow.
There's no leaves on the tree. The sunlight can get to the ground level.
Right.
It can go to those saplings and make those saplings grow. And then after, I think I was told, after 5 years or something, those trees will fall down that are dead. They just fall down. The decay.
Yeah, rot out. Yeah. Huh. So there's a lot that goes into it that like an average person wouldn't have no clue about.
Unless you're a farmer, you don't really know, or you're an avid outdoorsman.
So in that sense, how important is it for the work you do to sustain? Because most of these are small farms, right? Like small farms.
Some of them, and some of them's hundreds and hundreds of acres. There's one guy that's, I won't say his name, but there's one guy in, Knott County. We were standing there one day. He's like, yeah, I own 7 miles back that way.
7 miles?
Yeah, he's like, there's 7 miles from my front, when you pull off, to the end of my property.
Dang, man, that's a lot. And that's all like pasture? Or is that like...
Yeah. Yeah. He's got his old reclaimed strip mine. He's got a rocking spot.
7 miles? Imagine cutting that grass.
He got cows.
Yeah, how many cattle do you think he has?
At least 600.
What's the acreage that you need for a cow? Do you know?
No, not off the top of my head, but it's out there.
And then, so are cows I know they're like pack animals, but do they need a herd, or can they be solo?
I mean, you can have one cow, but in a farmer's mindset, you're not making money off one cow.
But just to have it, you don't. It's not like a guinea pig where it gets depressed if it doesn't have a friend.
I don't even think I've seen somebody with one cow.
Real. Okay. What about? I want a goat.
Want a goat?
I want a goat.
If you known me forever ago, that hillside I told you I was spraying was slap full of. I bet we had 25.
I want I want to go hunting and get a bighorn sheep, but I was gonna buy one. I need a mascot.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the cost of them, and I was like, I can go hunt one for that much.
How much was it to buy one?
Like $3,500.
You ain't going on no sheep hunt for 3,500.
Well, I have a guy that lives in Colorado that said I could hunt his property.
You know how much a bighorn sheep tag
No,
is on
yeah,
top
yeah. No, I get it.
of how
Also,
long
what
it
is
takes.
like? So I don't know if you know, but what's like Colorado law like on your own property?
I had no idea about it out there.
Interesting. I'd be interested because if it's his property, then I feel like if you shoot something on your property, you should be able to.
If you shoot the wrong thing, you go to federal prison.
Yeah, if they find out.
I'm sure they know.
Yeah, no, that's one of those things. I mean, there's so many different like. That's why it's so interesting to talk to people that work in different like facets of the U.S. government. Is there's so many different jobs that we really, as like an average person, has no clue they exist.
Hmm. I didn't know this existed until my cousin Ryan. He worked for, well, he still works for the USDA, but he was in Kentucky, and then he moved to Colorado and worked for them. Then he moved again. Now he lives in Idaho, and he's over millions of acres
Mm.
in Idaho and stuff like that.
I'm
He's
sure it's
just
like it's way like. Would you say it's way more necessary out there with like all the farms that they have? Like it's mostly farms in Idaho.
out there they have a lot of government land like BLM, which is Bureau of Land Management, is what that means, and that's another entity of the government. So there's that's kind of some of it you can publicly hunt and stuff like that and do recreation on. There's more restrictions for that kind of stuff. But yeah, out there where it's a lot more flat, even Western Kentucky does. They've got a lot of crop ground. That's a whole side of my job that I don't even get to see.
Yeah. I wonder if y'all have a lot of business like in my area where it's like horse farms.
Oh yeah, dude. Horses are livestock.
Yeah, but they're also like these are like derby horses.
Livestock need water.
Yeah.
Livestock pasture.
No, for sure. But also to uh I don't know, like kind of in that sense it makes sense like driving past the ones by my house. Like you can see the level like how much higher they are and like the elevation's different and the runoff's different.
And dude, there's a lot of things that I didn't know that the like USDA and NRC like there's a rural development. I don't know. I think I may have told you about it. They do like 0% interest loans on stuff if you're gonna build or develop somewhere in a rural community. So like, one of my buddies who's a forester, he got in on it to buy up to like I don't know what he said, but he got 0% interest on his stuff, and I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, but there's always a shortcut. That's one thing
I'm gonna be
I've been in a lot of
that
people's ears, and that's what I'm finding out. There's always a shortcut for something.
I promise you, I'm gonna be signed up for rural development loan. Jordan found a 90-acre piece of property the other day with a house on it.
Yeah. Did you see?
Oh,
Did I tell you about that land in Wyoming that I almost bought? Yeah, Mateo would have been so upset right before we left. Just
Jordan sent it to me. It's like, here's a house we can buy. Got one bathroom though. I was like, we can share one bathroom.
for how many acres?
90,
90 acres. For how much?
300.
And
On the whole entire holler.
where's it at?
Itka.
Where?
Itka in Johnson County.
Ithaca. So, do you want to stay in Eastern Kentucky, or like eventually, or do you think you're gonna move?
I would like to move to the Midwest. That's always been a dream of mine. I don't know when it'll happen, but that's where I'd like to live.
What is like? This is where I want to be. Where is that?
But I've been narrowing it down, and I think Missouri may be it.
Missouri.
Yeah, because where I'm wanting to be a wildlife biologist and do stuff like that. Missouri has good deer, turkey, ducks. It involves wetlands and it's a federal bird. I mean, they got a lot of stuff you can do with that. And I'm sure I'll miss the mountains, but I'm ready to get out of them.
No, I don't blame you.
It's like 90 acres here, 90 acres somewhere else. Big difference.
Yeah. Well, me and Taylor kind of talked about it, and she was like, "Where do you think we'd be if we never had EV?" And I said, "Still in Pikeville."
True.
Especially being in a position we were in where it was so comfortable, like you get trapped in that comfort. Granted,
Yeah.
I think it more is tied to the community. Like Pikeville, you're kind of on the outskirts, so like you're not tied to the community, like you know
Yeah.
the community, but like you have like a career job in a place that like you're needed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Opposed to a place that really could care less if I existed, let alone needed.
Like, I've already worked for Fish and Wildlife, and they do a lot of stuff that like I enjoy doing, but it's like not to the scale that I'd want to do it.
Right.
And some of the public lands I worked on is because they was small public lands. We didn't get to like do a whole lot because like funding wise,
Right.
to the bigger ones. Then when I got to work at Grayson, and when it got moved up to a tier 1, the stuff that we did there was like I really enjoyed it, but I wanted more because it's kind of like it starts out just like a little holler, and then you may have a field up on top that's like 10 acres and stuff like that. And I want to row. I've always said too that I want to do some row crops like corn and soybeans. I can't do that here.
Yeah. No, for sure. Well,
I
too.
can't have a cornfield or nothing like that in a holler that's 40 foot wide.
Yeah. I found out that what was it? Grapes. It was something. Apparently Lexington used to be like the largest provider of some type of crop in the United States, and then like apparently California like took over. I want to say grapes.
I'd say that a lot of because there is a lot of vineyards that up
Yeah.
in Lexington, and yeah, I'd say I could see that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they I guess California took off with that one. You said what?
Does Mateo like to drink wine?
Not like wine.
Like fruit juice wine.
Yeah,
like
fruit
I
juice
like.
wine. Yeah. So we went to
Where we was going to have the wedding there, equine, whatever. Dude, they got some fruity wine that's real good.
yeah. We went to Pigeon Forge with Haley, and they went to like 2 different wine stores, and Mateo bought wine at both of them. There's still 3 bottles sitting over here.
Unopened.
Yeah, and there's like she got like a mix to make slushies out of wine.
Mm-hmm.
She opened one bottle and it sat in the fridge. And then we were leaving, and I was like, well, "This is definitely flat," so I threw it out. And she didn't say anything about it. So
Go flat though.
yeah, like it gets stale. Like it's like
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah, it goes like vinegary. Like it tastes more like vinegar than it did wine.
Gotcha.
That's at least what I've been told. I don't know. I don't drink wine. When I do drink, it's either a whiskey or a seltzer. But honestly, I just can't be bothered by it anymore.
It is what it is. I think we're gonna have. I gotta cut my cousin's. I don't know what he really is. His name's Wes, and he works for Miller. So I'm gonna try to talk to him, see what we can get for the wedding. Maybe get some. Not a lot, like we ain't throwing no Rager, but you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. Need beer.
Yeah, everybody likes a beer with the boys.
Yeah, no, for sure.
They carry Trulies and White Claws, and I was like, oh, that's fine with me. I'll take some Miller.
Yeah. I didn't know. Is that who manufactures Truly and White Claw? Yeah.
Well, uh, it's I asked him about Michelob, and he was like, that was a Budweiser thing. They didn't carry it, so like an Anheuser
Yeah,
Busch.
Anheuser Busch.
I'm not I'm not too informative on that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'll drink a beer occasionally, but it's not like I need a beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's me. Somebody's like, hey, you want one? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm not like stopping on a Friday and grabbing 12 on and crushing it.
No, for sure not. I some days though, if you work hard enough in the heat, a beer does sound good.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about working in the heat and grabbing a beer after. It just tastes so much better.
So Anheuser Busch is the world's largest brewing company. Budweiser, Corona, Stella. Heineken. That's all imports. There's nothing on like any American companies. Yeah, a lot of these are international. Japanese beverage company. Kirin.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, I was watching a podcast. They were talking about, where is it? Is it Russia? No, not Russia. It might have been somewhere in the Middle East, but it's illegal to drink. They were talking about if you could choose, where would you rather have your wife walk by herself at night? Would it be Los Angeles or Dubai?
I don't know enough about Dubai.
Well, apparently they don't play with the small
What?
stuff. Like you steal something, they cut your fingers off. Like that's the punishment. They don't play.
Dubai.
Yeah. Which I mean, in the sense of very like communist idea, but at the same time, if you let the small stuff go, then you let the big stuff go.
Right, yeah.
But I mean, it was two guys that were knowledgeable in both places, and they were like, "Yeah, definitely Dubai." And they're like, "Okay, would you rather have her walk in New York or somewhere in the Middle East?" And they're like, "Not New York."
And I don't like big cities. Never had, never will.
I got a certain like appreciation for them, but I don't like, especially
Yeah.
like, especially now, like especially with the EV, because everything, like all the high alert things that I had when it was just me and Mateo are just amplified now.
Oh, for sure.
Like threat assessment and exits, and so now I'm just constantly stressed out. You said what?
Being aware of your surroundings.
Yeah. Well, and one thing too I've noticed is I'm less likely to carry my gun if it's just me. Like if it's just me and the girls are at the house, I'll leave my gun at the house and I'll go do whatever. I still have a knife. Like I never leave the house without a knife. But like at a concert or something, I feel naked. Don't have a knife. Don't have my strap. Just like I'm out here. There's a. Do you know that guy? He was in. Who's he? They call him Shrek, or the Sheriff of Baghdad.
Yeah, I think so. I think I know what you're talking
So
about.
his company makes 3D printed knives that get through metal detectors. Yeah. They're kind of sick. I want one.
What if you get caught with that, though?
I mean, I guess it depends on where I'm at. If I'm taking it into like a government building, that'll be an issue.
Like, you can't fly with that.
No, definitely not. I wouldn't do that. But like concerts,
Do you have a real ID?
yeah,
You have one?
yeah, I do.
I've got to get one.
I would honestly just get the longer one. I think I got mine for like I think 5 years is what I got mine for.
Yeah, I messed up. It was right when that stuff started. Mine went out. and I renewed my regular license for like 8 years. And then now, not only can I not fly, if I lose my government card that allows me access to my computer, I now need a real ID to get a new one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go get one.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, I got like we were supposed to go on a cruise when Mateo's like 6 months pregnant. It was like Christmas, and we went and got real IDs, and then we couldn't even take the cruise because she was too pregnant.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to go on. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on TikTok and stuff like that. Those Alaskan cruises.
Dude, I want to go to Alaska so bad.
But I don't know if I'd want to go to a cruise of Alaska. I kind of want to go somewhere and just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
When we went to Utah,
well, a lot of cruises are like dock, and then you have free times to do whatever.
I want to be like, you got to be back here at a certain
time. Yeah. Or you get left.
Top of that mountain over there.
Yeah, no, for sure. I get you.
I'm going to stick to national parks. You need, when Evie gets old enough for traveling like that and stuff with her, you need to go out there.
Dude, I've heard some crazy like horror stories from national parks.
Island is the coolest place I've ever been on Earth.
That's the one that you and Jordan just went to, right?
Only one I've ever been to.
I've probably been. You want to go to Yellowstone?
I think we're going to honeymoon go on our honeymoon next year. Go out there.
So you're getting married like this October. What was the decision on that? Just like get it over with.
Wanted the fall wedding.
And she didn't want to wait a whole year and a half.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I was like, I agree with you.
You're like, I don't care. Let's just get it over with.
I told her, I said, anything but November. Because that's deer season.
Yeah, right. So just in time.
But, after we get married on the 11th, the following weekend is early muzzleloader season. I was like, look, we get married and you're going to go shoot you a big buck with a muzzleloader.
Yeah. Yeah. But I got to go. You got to get me with you this year. I know that you do a lot of people's hunts, bro, but I got to go.
Well, I've been telling you. You need to get, I'm going to send you exemption. I get a year exemption of your hunter's ed, but you can't, that lasts for a year. And then after a year, you can't go hunting no more until you get it.
Okay.
Maybe luck charm. I got Jordan to do it, and she killed a buck her second deer hunt.
Yeah, no, I'm with that. I want to go. I've been wanting to go.
I got plenty of places.
What is like something exotic you would want to kill? A bear?
Like what entails exotic? Like that's not really exotic here anymore.
What, like a grizzly?
Dude, I'm with you, dude. I've always wanted to kill not a desert bighorn sheep, a Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep. I ain't got $20,000
yet.
Tag.
I'll get us there.
Yet.
I'll get us there.
But dude. I think it takes like 20-some years to get drawn, and you got to buy that.
We're talking about something that money fixes, Jake. Like what are we talking about?
Yeah, but you got to wait like 20-some years.
No. Money talks.
Well, that's a lot of money.
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, yeah.
Like I know people that elk tag is like $700, but these people pay like $20,000 to get a landowner tag.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll buy one.
One day, I'll just be like, how much for 2 people? We're just gonna knock this out really quick.
I'm gonna shoot a big one.
We're going like a 7-day hunt.
No, more than that. I'll stay out there until I kill the biggest sheep on that whole mountain range. I'll come out, shower once a week, and get more groceries. Go back.
So, like, what is your goal with the wildlife biology? Like, what is like the idea for you? Like, this is what I want to do.
I didn't realize I wanted it because I went to school and I got a criminal justice degree. I wanted to be a game warden, and then I was like, I really don't want to give up that much hunting, and I really don't want to risk my life and all this. I have to worry every day I leave. Am I going to come back? But I started working with them as a technician, and I never could get a job or like full-time job because I didn't have a degree. And then I really enjoyed being out in the field and doing stuff to preserve the land and the wildlife, so that in the future I can share that with my children and grandchildren and stuff like that. So that's what's driving me to do it, just mainly because I love doing it, and it would be something I could not wake up and be like, I really got to go to work today. I can wake up excited to go.
Right.
That's what I love about my job right now. Like, I wake up and I'm like, heck yeah, I get to go help farmers today.
Yeah.
And then
I think that mindset alone helps you a lot. Like, not I have to, I get to.
Yeah. And then there's also like federal wildlife biologists that work with NRCS and Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife. But I don't really want to do that here. Like I said, like there's only so much you can do in eastern Kentucky.
Right.
And I want to. Jordan tells me I want to go where the big deer are, because I do.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I want to go somewhere that I'm surrounded by strip mines that are deprived of all the nutrients and all of this. Like, it takes so much time to make a place like that so nice. I want to get out. There's rich soil, there's big deer, there's turkeys everywhere, there's wildlife just galore. And
No, for sure.
the land is more readily workable, and you can see your impacts quicker than here.
No, for sure. That makes sense. Mule deer in Missouri, isn't there?
No.
Oh, it's all whitetail?
They'd be probably. I don't think there's mule deer there. I don't think so. That would be more of they're a little more west and north, or just a little bit more west than there. I'd say you want a mule deer, you gotta go west to Kansas, probably. Nebraska, I think Nebraska may have mule deer.
Missouri has a thriving white-tailed deer population, estimated at 1.4 million in recent years. What is the hunting laws there, though? It says they're important to the ecosystem and the economy.
That says it for everywhere, honestly. You get two buck tags out there. That shows you that they just got more deer. You can't out there, and the one thing I do know, in the same way in Ohio, how 308s, if you're allowed to show ammo, I can show you a representation of them. But anyway,
I know 308.
Next down, it's like fat.
Yeah.
Next down, you can't shoot anything like that in those flat states.
How come? Because it just keeps going?
So you have to shoot what's called a straight wall cartridge, which is what a pistol looks like.
Yeah.
It's flat, or just longer.
So I'm assuming that has to do with like it affects like how aerodynamic the bullet is.
Yeah, those neck down cartridges got a lot more pressure, so there's more like velocity that's generated through those.
More velocity?
Yeah,
But velocity correlates to penetration power, does it not?
It depends. That all depends really on the shape of the bullet.
That's fair.
And what the components of it are, but that 350 Legend, it's a neck down. It's not a. It is a straight wall cartridge. I think it is effective up to 300 yards. I take that 308, and if I see it, I can probably kill it with it.
At that range?
Oh, at 300 yards, I could close my eyes and kill one with that 308. It'd zoom through it.
Yeah, that's why I'm just curious on the penetration when it comes to.
Well, I did notice this. and deer get shot with those 350 legends, and where it's kind of like I call it a tube of chapstick, but it looks like you're shooting.
Right. Like a shotgun shell.
Pretty much you can use
Yeah.
shotguns out too because it's a slug. You
Yeah.
know, it's not. They leave a hole, but they don't bleed a lot.
Really?
Yeah, because there's not really like ballistic tip type deals. Those 308s, when they hit something and they mushroom out, they do some carnage.
Yeah, they just like rip.
They just-
How much do you think you lose meat wise when you shoot something with that?
That's all about shot placement. You shoot them in the right spot, you won't lose that much unless you hit the other offside shoulder. So you may lose the shoulder. Ain't really much to a shoulder. Oh, not a lot. It's when you get into like gut shotting them and they lay overnight and they've got busted guts in them when you start really losing meat.
So you try to hit lungs, right? Lungs and heart. That's like your
That's the
aim
best
point.
part. I'd have a bad problem aiming at the heart, but it's at the same time I do a good job of hitting it. But you probably shouldn't because if you shoot a deer in the heart and it don't drop, it can run forever because it's still got its lungs.
Right.
In its lungs, it ain't going far because it can't breathe.
So that's like the ideal target.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
granted, either way you're putting it down, but it's a matter of are you going to be able to find it or not? Yeah.
There's been many times it's been tough. I've had to learn to start doing that, shooting my bow, quit aiming at the heart and try to shoot it in the lungs. That way I can at least know it's going to go down soon.
Right.
I got to work on hitting them because I missed one last year.
Well, how,
Been grinding. I misjudged it and I shot right under it. It's big and it's as
every
big
time-
as that one.
Every time I talk about hunting, the only thing I can think of is that video of Luke Bryan.
Is it down?
Is it down? Is it down?
But do you shoot one and you get that flush of adrenaline, you're going to be the same way.
Is it down? Did I get him?
Jordan started screaming because I was telling I come unglued. I was like, "You smoked it." She's like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "It's laying over there." She's like, "Shut up." I was like, "Blue," but I get more excited when other people kill stuff than I do when I do it.
Why do you
like
think
when
that is?
I think because when I kill it, it's my moment and whatnot, and I sit there and I appreciate it. But then like when I killed this big deer, like I was so chill until I called Dad, and then the tree stand started going. I was like, Dad. I started tearing up. I was like, I killed the big one. He's like, son, why don't you chill? You need to calm down.
Yeah, you better fall off the tree stand.
I'm like, Dad,
I'm choking out.
I killed the big one. And then when Jordan shot it and I seen where she hit it at, dude, I just like, wow.
So you think it's like you put so much
I just
energy into like
just
making
got a
sure they have a
passion
good hunt?
for it.
Yeah.
Such a passion for it. And
Right.
I think by myself, I just like, I can sit and appreciate it more. As you know, it's my moment, like I said. But when somebody else do it, I'm like hyped up. You know, making sure that I'm trying to get them hyped up because they were successful, and
Right.
I'm like, heck yeah. But it's fun. I've always loved taking people hunting. Dad took me for the longest time, but then when he got older and he wasn't in the best shape, so I hunted by myself for I don't know how long.
Right.
We used to have a hunting camp, and then doing that, and it's something that a couple of my buddies, me and we've been trying to get back to doing because that's fun. Like, you go hunt somewhere, I go hunt somewhere, we meet back up, and we just sit down around the fire and cut up and tell everybody tells their story on what happened, what they seen, and stuff like that.
Also, like in the
Nobody
same
does-
area, but like different. You go in different directions.
we go to Ohio, and you go out one ridge, and I go out the other, and somebody else goes and then we hunt, and then we meet back up, we camp out, everybody's stories, and whatnot. It's just, I really miss that part of hunting.
Yeah, like the camaraderie.
The camaraderie and the camp vibes are always something
Right.
cool. It may suck waking up and having to turn that buddy heater on because it's 12 degrees and your propane ran out.
Yeah.
But I love it. Eat up with it.
No, for sure. I just want
And
I
have
want to go and hunt and
and
eat something fresh.
dude, that turkey right over there was harvested this year, and when we got it to the house, we ate the breast. Don't get no better.
That's what I've heard.
Awesome.
I also heard the deer stink.
They do stink because they pee on themselves. You'd stink too if you peed on
They
yourself.
pee
all
on
the time.
themselves.
Yep.
Why?
That's how they. I don't know what it is about animals, but the stinkier you are, the more attractive they are to women. It's how they show their dominance and how they mark their territory.
So like usually, you think a bigger buck stinks more than like a smaller buck?
Oh. And it's in the rut. Now this guy up here, he was 8.5 years old and he didn't stink because he wasn't thinking about the rut. He was
Trying to
thinking
survive. Yeah.
he was thinking about. I wonder if Jacob put more corn in that feed.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Check it out. And I met him halfway.
Oh yeah. No, that makes sense though. I didn't really think of it that way, but somebody told me like deer stink, and I'm like,
Elk really stink.
but it's got to be the same premise though. Like the bigger they are, the more dominant they are, the more they're gonna stink.
They have hocks. Like it's their tarsal glands. So they like squat and pee on it and rub it together. The elk, you can watch videos. They will pee and then they'll spray it all the way up their chest and up into their like neck. Essentially, like imagine you peed in your own beard,
Ew.
like mud, like wallowed around in mud. Yeah, they stink bad.
You haven't gotten an elk though.
Oh, I don't put in for around here. If I want to do one, I want to go on a backpack trip to.
I want a moose.
Yeah, that'd be. Yeah, I was watching one dude. He's like an ultimate like survivalist guy. He goes out in like the woods with, like a knife, and survives in like frigid. He said he killed a moose and he got back 500 pounds worth of meat out of it.
Jeez.
How's that?
Do you think you eat 500 pounds of meat in a year?
No chance. You'd have to eat more than a pound a day.
Well, what's the math on that? So I've probably eaten close to how many days in? So I've eaten.
You eat a pound and a half of meat a day. You'd eat a whole moose in a year.
Well, so I've eaten almost 13 pounds of meat this month. Because that's all I'm eating is meat and fruit. And I eat about a pound a day. Sometimes 2 pounds if I eat 2 meals.
I'm going to tell you, dude, like, the year I killed that deer, I didn't get any meat off him, but I killed a really small doe. Dad killed a deer. Jordan killed a buck. And by the next deer season, we had no more meat. Because when you got it, son, you go through it.
Yeah, you're just eating it. But also, I mean, that's a lot of people. I mean, I feel like it's more common now. It's like you're living off of it. Like, I'm not going to buy beef. I got venison at the house.
That's why I always try to go shoot a doe or something. I gotta be somewhat successful.
Yeah, I hate when I freeze meat though. It just isn't the same.
Deer, I mean, you will freeze it, but I don't know. I don't really taste the difference in it, but I don't really freeze like steaks.
Well, do you thaw it before you cook it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's fine to do. Like ideally, that's how I want to do it. But like sometimes chicken breast or something, if I didn't get the time, I could thaw out a chicken breast real quick. But like steaks, I don't know. Steaks just taste different to me if I freeze them.
You still never reminded me to bring you that summer sausage.
I know, I keep forgetting, bro.
Yeah, I told my cousin Steven, we went up there the other day and he was talking about it and I was like, dude, If you will just remind me before I go to work, I drive right by your house. I will bring
I'll just
you.
throw it out the window.
I can go bounce.
So
It's like
how much sausage do you have?
I got 28 pounds of summer sausage
Oh my
left.
lord, that's not even possible to eat. Okay,
I can't.
what do you know what you're doing? Not this coming weekend. Do you know what you're doing?
Look, this coming weekend, 19th and 20th. I don't think I'm doing anything. Then I know the weekend after that, me and Jordan are taking pictures.
Well, I was gonna say I'm thinking about doing something this weekend. If you want to come to the house,
Okay.
and then y'all can stay.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's the hard part. Jordan's got her little dog, and she says she likes to save up the days for when we go deer hunting
yeah,
with her mom.
right. No, it's the same
It's
thing.
like
We do the same thing with Evie.
because she couldn't bring it up here because her has little man syndrome, and he's just an old cranky man.
Yeah.
And Atlas is a big dog.
Yeah, for sure. Big enough to tear his own ACL. Who was I telling about that story, bro? My buddy Jack. He's got a Malinois, and he was like, "Dude, he's a unit." I was like, "Dude, I have this guy he has a pit bull that's a crackhead." I actually told him the last on that pod.
Tore his ACL twice, dude. He's chill now.
Yeah, he's like, "Nah, I'm too old for this."
He still likes chasing neighbors' chickens, though.
He caught one.
Yeah. Oh, he likes to watch them fly.
Oh. So he just like runs after them today.
Yeah, he'll run up on them and get like this close, and then they'll fly, and they'll hit the ground, and he'll go. He's crackhead still.
He's playing Duck Duck Goose.
Yeah.
Duck Duck Chicken.
And he runs them until they get out of the yard. And like if I'm sitting, you can be on the porch right now and go, Atlas, go get them chicken birds. And he'll.
Go get them chicken birds. That's so Eastern Kentucky. There's a place down the street from us. They have chickens and they like free range, but they won't leave the yard. Like it's like a main road right there, and you'll see them out in the front, like right at the cusp of the yard, but they won't leave the yard apparently.
I watched too many of their brethren die right there.
Yeah, I seen like a little like a Cornish hen. I guess it got over the fence or something, but it was like right at the horse farms right there. It was like wandering towards the road. Turtles, bro. I see so many turtles in the road here.
The most Eastern Kentucky thing ever was the other day. I was leaving the job site to go get lunch, and they was the biggest old snapping turtle walking down the yellow line. Not walking across the road, walking with traffic.
Did you get out?
This thing, it was like this. I thought about it, but I was like, I don't know. It was huge. Its head was like this big. It was just walking down the road on its own business. I was like, I should probably get out and get that thing, but
It probably, dude, if it's that big, it had to weigh 30, 40 pounds easy.
Massive, dude.
Yeah.
Massive.
Well, they're dense too.
I've always heard they're really good to eat.
Snapping turtles?
Yep.
Really?
Never tried it.
Like a stew, I would assume.
Turtle soup.
Yeah. How much
You know, Stephen. You know who Stephen Ranelli is?
That's your cousin, right?
Oh, Stephen Howard. Look, Google Ranella. He's a guy that you've ever heard of Meat Eater?
Yeah.
That's that guy.
How do you spell vanilla?
I don't know how to spell it. Spell it like vanilla, but without the.
Yeah. I know him.
We've got his cookbook, dude. Let me just go ahead and tell you, that man has some wild recipes in it.
Oh yeah, well he's that's where I got the concept of like going out and hunting and same day eating it.
We'll break out the cookbook, dude. We'll eat the tongue and everything. Got recipes for tongue and. Oh, I got a heart in the freezer. I've been dying to try, but I just never do. It probably ain't no good. I've had that in there
Dude,
for a
a
long
caribou would be sick to hunt too, bro.
Oh yeah, so I watch a lot of people hunt them up in Alaska. They hunt them during that migration.
Yeah.
Like you can be hunting for like days and not see nothing, and then like wake up and look out, and they just be like 30 caribou just going across the plain, and you gotta hurry up and run and cut them off.
Don't you think would it be more beneficial to just go on horseback?
I want to do I want to do a horseback trip. Can't really horseback into Alaska. You got to be dropped by bush plane.
Yeah.
Should also be really cool.
At
We'll
what
set
point?
up a-
At what point do you not like hunting? Like what takes the fun out of hunting for you?
Nothing.
So like you wouldn't care to like get on a helicopter and shoot wild boar in Texas.
That sounds awesome.
So
tell
like
me that.
I've talked to some people that was like that just takes the like I think Joe Rogan said it where it's like that's like going beyond hunting.
You got to think too, like you've probably never physically seen the damage those hogs can do
That's
to a
fair.
property.
I don't know. He goes out a lot, but I get that concept. Just mow out.
Also, what they took him deer hunting, and they were guy that he said if it was your first deer, he didn't care. You could shoot like a little deer, but you'd have to wear a little buck killer sombrero, and like he was like, Joe, you can get a pass if you want to. He's like, dude, I don't care to wear that sombrero. Like this little old deer comes out and he's like, I'm wearing that sombrero.
Who was this?
Joe Rogan,
But he went hunt with who?
Stephen Ranella. I mean, he took him deer hunting with like the guy who's over the place. Like he probably could have killed a pretty nice deer or a doe or something, and this little old buck goes through there and he's like, I don't care to wear that sombrero. He's like, you don't have to. He's like, oh, I'll wear it.
Bow hunting?
No, with a rifle.
Oh, rifle hunting.
One of his first hunts.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know he's really deep into like the bow community. That's his like bread and butter.
It's cool.
But also, if I had arms like that, I'd be big into bows too.
Yeah, I was shooting 80 pounds. I shoot 70, and it's rough sometimes. There's a lot of stuff that goes into bow hunting, and I think that makes it even more intimate. Like I killed that deer at 15 yards.
It's like way more like up close.
Oh yeah, dude, you got to be like on your A game. Like little movement, and it's like, oh, there you are. Those two deer over there, they didn't stand a chance. They didn't see me at all.
That's a rifle.
Yeah.
How far out?
130. And shot that 150 twice.
Twice.
It stood back up.
Oh.
Shot it, dropped it, and I called one of my buddies. My other buddy walked around like he was gonna go look and see where because it dropped, so he was gonna see if it like rolled over the hill. I was on the phone with somebody that just called me. I'm talking to him like he's like, "Oh, dude, I just missed" or something like that. I was like, "I just killed one." About that time, Tyler goes, "Jacob, he stood back up." I said, "Hang on a second, Cash." I definitely killed him that time.
So Daniel told me a story. He's from Virginia, and not too long ago they just changed it to where you could get two deers in a season. And he went out, and this is like at the time his wife was like so anti-hunting, and he went out and killed this deer, and he called her, and he starts like military walking it back. So like he'll take his sack, and then he'll go back and get the deer, and then bring it up past. And he said he gets to like this open field, he's about to walk up this hill, and he puts down the deer, or he puts down his pack, and he looks up, and there's another buck in the tree line. So he picks up his rifle and kills that deer, and then he calls his wife back. He's like, "Hey, yeah, I just got another one." She wasn't happy.
Oh, that sucks.
But I mean, granted, I'm sure there was a point in time where Nolani was she was vegetarian.
Is that where we were in school?
Yeah, I think she started eating meat when we were in college.
Okay.
But I mean
That'd be more.
now she's like, we went to Applebee's or something, and we were talking, and she was like, yeah, I just missed out on meat my entire life. I was like, yeah,
So many nutrients.
literally. Do you eat liver?
Have
Deer liver?
no
Deer liver?
chicken liver.
Chicken liver? What
I
about
like
beef
chicken liver.
liver?
I don't know if I've ever tried any other liver other than chicken. If if I kill one early enough this year, I'll save it for us.
Okay.
That
Yeah, I'm down to
that was
try. Honestly, I tried. Bro,
heart's supposed to be really really good.
what is it? Heart? You haven't had that?
I've got one in the freezer from like I don't know how long ago.
Well, see, my thing is, on this diet they recommend to like organ meat, but I got frozen beef liver from Whole Foods and like thawed it out and cut it up. I couldn't do it.
The texture it just tastes bad.
Well, I mean the texture's weird too. I'm not textures don't bother me, but it tastes like mothballs.
Ugh.
And I even like they said like if you had never had it to like sear it, like a quick sear,
Yeah.
and I even did that, bro. And I like, like I knew. Look, so I cut it up, and Rocket's in there. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure he went like it's liver, right? Like he's a dog. It's in his DNA. So I throw him a piece, and it like touches his mouth, and then he just goes and spits it out. And I was like, no, bro, don't do that.
Oh, bad.
I was like, no. And then I didn't like it either.
I got I got 6 ducks from last year, and everywhere you look, people either they hate it or they love it. They hate it or they love it. Apparently, you gotta like barely cook it, like raw.
I like
for it
rare.
to be- Yeah, like for it to be good, 'cause you can overcook it so easily.
Well, what is it about? Isn't it like ducks are sediment birds, right?
I mean, what?
Isn't that what they call them? Sediment birds.
No.
What? So some about I've heard somebody say that certain birds taste bad because of what they eat.
Okay, so you got dabbling ducks, which is like mallards and stuff. The pretty birds everybody goes out for.
Right.
They're like puddle. They eat small invertebrates and seeds. They eat. You got ivory ducks, like not really diver ducks. There's a duck called like a mergansers, and they're ugly as all get out. The normal ones now, the hooded ones are pretty cool. You got like hoods and whatnot, but they eat fish, and they taste like fish.
Hmm.
Their meat is stringy. I was told because I killed some hooded mergansers before, and I got told he's like, don't dare eat that, because you will vomit.
Oh, this is like really strong fish taste.
That's all they eat. That's what they're gonna taste like.
Right. So like,
People say like those ducks that migrate where they migrate. The mergansers don't really migrate, but like ducks that's been eating in cornfields or whatever, they got a bunch of fat on them, and they say them taste real good.
I bet.
I messed up when I skinned these breasted the ones I killed out. I just breasted them. I didn't leave the skin on it. Apparently, if you leave the skin on it and leave that fat on it, you sear that side down first, and you flip it over. That's supposed to give it some better flavor. And I was like, I'll do that next time. Still not. I've hunted ducks for 3 years and I still ain't ate one.
Really?
I've got them. I killed that one. That was my first one I killed, and I shipped it to Michigan, so I didn't get to eat any of its meat.
I heard that. What kind of? I can't remember what bird. It was Luke Bryant talking to Joe, and they were talking about hunting and stuff, and he was talking about there's some Japanese technique where they like dry age some type of bird. And it's like
I've been
full like intestines and everything, and they just like dry age them.
something I want to do too. Like I'd like to have, if I ever can build the perfect house, have a walk-in cooler. If I killed a deer, I'd hang it for like a week, let it get like a black crust on it, and that's supposed to like enhance the flavor of
That's
the
what
meat.
I've heard. Yeah, similar to that.
Yeah,
Do your camera thing again. It's kind of messing up.
here we go. Oh, here we go.
Okay, you're good. Also, what is
The
that?
work.
When I go out to Florida, I'm gonna have to try sandhill crane.
We have them here, dude. You got to get drawn for a tag though. It's supposed to be ribeye of the sky. That
Yeah,
they
yeah,
are.
sirloin in the sky. But
I
you know,
might as well
very
just start putting in for
yeah. But I mean, dude, is that the only red meat bird?
mallards are red meat.
Uh-huh.
Ducks. It looks just like a red meat. It's all red meat. They don't have white meat. Turkey's white meat.
Yeah. So how much turkey do you hunt on Thanksgiving?
Ducks. Our season, a split season here, so it comes in on Thanksgiving, and then it goes from Thanksgiving. It'll run for 4 days, and then it'll go out, and then it'll come back in December. So last Thanksgiving, Jordan's brother was in, and he'd always. I wasn't even thinking. We was deer hunting or something, me and her, and he's coming in, and he kept telling me, he's like, I'd love to go duck hunting. He's like, I always wanted to go, and then, dude, I just literally remember laying down and looking at my phone and going, we can go duck hunting tomorrow if you want to. We went and bought all this stuff, and we went duck hunting on Thanksgiving
That's fire.
with one duck. And it was like one of the, if it had been fully plumed out, which means like it has all its winter feathers, I mounted it for him because it was a pintail, and those are rare here. And we killed it off the Ohio River. The only duck we got. We might have shot it some more, but I shot it and hit it, and it went by him, and he shot it, and it started folding. I was like, "Yep, that one's gonna be full of pellets." That one got mangled.
What is your favorite hunt you've been on?
Any hunt, I enjoy a lot of my hunts with my dad. Even when we don't kill nothing, those are always fun. We don't really. I'm to the point where I don't expect us to kill nothing. It's just going and hanging out with him.
Right.
Like going and hunting with most memorable probably was the first time. Not the first time I took Jordan hunting, but the first time she went hunting with me. No, first 2 times I took her hunting with me, it was a real test if she loved me or not.
Why is that?
First, do you know what apple days are? Or
Apple
heard
day.
somebody say apple days when you're in Pikeville? It's like the hillbilly It's like the hillbilly days version for Paintsville.
Oh, yeah, never heard of that.
Well, it was during that, and told her, I was like, "Hey, you want to go deer hunting with me? I've already killed my buck. I was like, I'd like to go shoot a doe out there at Paintsville. I know it pretty well. You want to take my boat and ride out on the lake and go hang this tree stand somewhere?" It was cold, and we went and done that. And then the next morning, it was freezing cold. And I got almost out there, and I had to whip the boat all the way back around and go back to the truck. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I left my bow release in the truck. Kind of need that." Then we get out there, and it's freezing because water's coming up off the lake. I felt pretty good. I had all the stuff for it. She didn't have like insulated boots or nothing like that.
So she's just cold toes.
Wasn't saying a word.
Yeah.
Well, spike, and I couldn't shoot it because I've already killed my buck. And then she got back. She's like, "Oh, my feet are frozen." I was like, "Why didn't you say something? she done that for the longest time. She'd be like over there in misery, but she won't say a word
Right.
about it.
Right.
I got tired of it because I'm like, one of these days your toes are gonna fall off.
Yeah.
Tell me that you can't feel them.
Right.
So I bought her a nice pair of insulated boots, so I ain't gotta worry about that.
Nice.
Second time was that same year. It was during I got drawed for a quota hunt, and I drug her through a briar patch that was probably about 12 foot high, like 40 yards long. I was walking up the hill and I didn't know it was there. I'm barreling through it backwards, and she's just following me. She's like, she always brings. She's like, yeah, the first time you took me, that she and I was, she's, I don't complain. I was like, I know you don't, but you know, if your feet are falling off, you need to tell me.
Right. It's a safety concern.
I need your toes to walk.
Yeah.
But that, and then it was the day before she killed her buck. We went and hunted another piece of public in Yatesville, and 6-point or 7-point, little old, kind of like basket rack. It was not real big. It was probably about a yearling. Comes chasing the doe. I tore all the pieces. Like, get ready, shoot it if you want. She's like, I'm not shooting no baby. I was like, okay. Well, we may not shoot one this year because I don't know if I can put one in front of you big enough for you to shoot. Then, like, we seen like 4 or 5 does at a time coming through there, and I was like, shoot one of them does. I don't want to shoot. I don't want my first deer to be a doe. I was like, what are you saying? That's what my first deer was. I want to shoot it, and we did. I ain't never seen that many deer hunting.
But she didn't shoot any?
Didn't shoot none, dude. We seen like 12 deer. Finally, I was like, Jordan, if there's another doe walks through here, I'm going to shoot and kill it. Like, I'm tired of this meat walking by.
Right.
I can shoot another doe.
Right.
It was before I. Yeah. It was a different zone, so I could shoot another doe because you can shoot 3 does in a buck. Didn't see another deer. I was like, went hunting 30 minutes the next morning, and she shoots a deer. Now that I'm looking at it, it's bigger than that one, and it's bigger than that one.
Huh.
And I'm like, I said, you got spoiled. Don't get used to that. I said, it took me forever to kill a deer with horns, and you hunted. You actually hunted 2 times.
Yeah. Nah, man.
Now she's getting into bow hunting, but she ain't shot her bow none this year because all the wedding stuff. So.
Yeah, for sure. Priorities and whatnot. What is there anything you're like nervous about, like that change in lifestyle?
Oh, not really. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I mean, you're gonna have those times of getting used to living with somebody else when you ain't really lived with no one before. So, I don't think it'll be that bad. I'm not really. I'm more worried about writing and saying vows more than anything.
No, for sure. I get that. I think
like hitters on the day of, but
yeah,
I hope you guys around.
For sure. I'll hold you down. I don't know why. I guess it's like just the way I carry myself in the sense of like being a leader. But like that's one thing I take a lot of pride in is being groomsman. Like especially like if like you pick me to be in the best man role, like I'm doing everything that I would want done for me. Which I mean that's kind of the concept, right? Like I don't want you to be a groomsman and you just kind of don't really care about the role. But I mean, like my buddy, we hadn't talked in a while, and he asked me, so I was like, absolutely, like no questions asked. And then like, dude, nobody in the party knew how to like wear a suit, so like I'm taking care of everybody. And then like every wedding I'm at, I end up doing the boutonnieres every wedding. It's like people's like, does anybody know how to do this? And I'm like, yeah, get out of the way, I got you.
There we go.
Yeah, I did everyone at Wes's wedding. I did everybody's. And then somebody was like, "This one's poking," and I'm like, "Do it yourself."
I've done
Yeah,
15 already.
literally. And then I turned around and I just happened to be at Latasha and Chase's wedding, and then I did that one too. But that's one thing
I
too. It's
mean,
like the pressure is not really on us. You know what I mean? I mean, like it is to like make sure that you don't mess something up. But like we haven't been thinking about that moment our whole life. You know what I mean? And since like females have.
Jordan always she wanted to do an elopement, but now, I was telling you, I just figured my mom got to see my brother get married. I figured she wanted to be there too, and like can't really travel, and she wanted to do it in Las Vegas, and we could have done it after, when we was out there.
Yeah.
But, and then now she's like, well, I kind of want some pretty pictures, and I want this. I was like, see, yeah, you thought about it before.
Yeah. But also didn't mean that y'all could have went and did it somewhere and then came back and just had a ceremony.
Yeah, but, is what it is. There's a plan. It was meant for this way for some reason.
No, for sure. I mean, who are we to question God's plans, you know?
Exactly.
So, I mean, with that kind of change in conversation, how's your spiritual life right now?
It's real good, man. I started going to Sunday school for church, and then our pastor gave us, me and Jordan, 2 books to read. One of them is a 31-day devotional, which I'm thinking of it. I need to go get it out of the car and read today's because I didn't read it yet. And another book, it's called When Sinners Say I Do. It's
So,
10 chapters.
You're getting married by somebody at the church?
Our pastor's married.
Okay.
Us. And the book's really good. I've read a quarter of it already, and that's saying something because I don't really like to read unless it's school stuff, which I have interest in, or the gospel. I've been trying to do better by reading more of that.
Right.
But a good book for it says it in like the prologue and stuff, like it's good for upcoming newlyweds, but it's also good for like if you're a year or so into marriage to like read into it. It gives you different perspectives on how they iterate God into your marriage.
Yeah.
And like supposed to be. So it's been really like I've just read 2 chapters, so it really hasn't got into the good stuff, but like the last sentence was of it was like it's kind of comical because it's not like too serious, but it is serious when it comes to like the word, God's word.
Yeah, it ties into like biblical quotes.
So it's like it's straight up when it needs to be, but then it's also like I was saying, like the last sentence of the chapter is like, oh, we're getting ready to turn it up a notch in the next chapter. I was like, oh, okay, so just kept me reading.
Yeah. No, that's good, man.
Trying.
Do you feel like you're still like in the honeymoon phase with it? Like you feel like right now everything's good because you're new into like the like accepting the lifestyle?
No, because I think I'm doing a little. I don't think so because I catch myself doing stuff now that I used to do, and I'm immediately like, catch myself. I still mess up because it comes with it, but I catch myself catching things that are going on, and I'll go and talk like when I got time. I try to do it. I set a reminder on my phone, so like when I first get to work, say all those pictures and stuff like from the Bible app I've been sharing with you guys. Yeah. I'll read those, and then I'll say a prayer when I get to work, and then I try to say one when I get home. I'm trying to speak more to God about my problems, like getting it out, like just having a conversation with Him because ultimately He knows.
Yeah.
He knows, but I'm taking that extra step to like
show Him that you have faith in Him, right? Have that conversation.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I've been telling people. Like, can't remember who it was that I had the conversation with, but I was talking about how who was just on the podcast? I had a buddy from high school on the other day, and I was telling him like, it's a relationship. I was like how much are you like putting effort in to make it better? And he was like, not as much as I should be. And I was like, okay, well look at it the same way. If like you were doing it with your girlfriend, like it's not working. You're not putting any effort into it. So it's a relationship you have to treat like that at the end of the day. Granted, it's very different, like in the sense of like eventually your girlfriend's not gonna love you anymore if you don't give her the affection. But like God's still gonna love
Well,
you. But granted, doesn't mean he won't say, depart from me, I never knew you. But man, still,
uh,
even that, like, that holds a lot of weight, being that he loves us as much as he does, and still,
and
it,
ultimately we owe it all to him.
right,
So we
absolutely,
is he he gave up everything
literally,
for our salvation. So I mean, we owe it to him to show him our love and affection,
yeah,
and to share. That's something I've been trying to get a little bit better with, is like sharing the gospel with others,
yeah,
because where I'm still kind of learning myself, I don't really know how to say talk to people about it.
right,
But like my pastor Seth told me when we first started talking, uh, like the best way to describe it to somebody is just share what God's done in your life,
yeah,
how's your life, and that can get the ball rolling into that'll it shows everything. But at the same time, like it's because I like to be able to quote scripture and stuff, which I'll get there eventually.
yeah, no, absolutely. Dude, I had a guy on a podcast early, and he's like, off the top of his head, dropping scripture. I'm like, dude, it's not resentment. It's like admiration. Like I want to be on that level. Like I want to have the same type of relationship with God that you have, in the sense
I,
of like,
that's why I'm hoping to get more out of Bible study and stuff. The one I'm in now, we like today, we it's crazy because like this was James, the first chapter of James, the first verse, and we talked about the first verse for like 45 minutes because it had so much weight to
dude,
it.
I love Bible study.
I really enjoy that part.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm more of a fan of Bible study than the actual like I'm not like a big gospel. Like I don't like I enjoy like being in the presence of like the like music and all that. Like cool. But like I much rather be sitting here like I want to read the word. Let's talk about it.
I like that part of it too because like reading it in your study Bible, you can only get so much out of it. But
Right.
somebody that like David in my case, he's went through and year after year after year, story after story. He knows he can explain. Oh well, this is da 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 da, and I'm like, oh, okay. I just sit there. You probably think I got a staring problem because when I just stare at somebody, it's because I'm really focusing in on what they're
Right.
saying.
Right. Because if you don't, then you won't
I sit there right
comprehend.
across. I'm just like, yep, okay, that
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But one thing I like about with our pastor Seth, dude, he likes to talk about things sometimes that like not a lot of people want to talk about. Oh, our summer series, and so in like today was what he's been going off is lies that Christians believe.
Hmm.
Like today was what was today? I'm really bad in my short term memory. Oh, that life is just random.
Yeah.
That was his message today. He was saying like what it really means, how broke it down, like what it really means, where it comes from, and then I did in with scriptures about well, God created. It's not random because God has a plan for you
Right.
and has been ever since you were conceived in the womb. Like nothing's random, nothing's by chance, nothing's by the grace. It's all His plan for
Yeah.
you, and
Right.
it's all. I like how he does that. He like he goes into like he's really good at discussing and stuff like that. But he went to Bible school and stuff, and he's just a cool dude in general. Like he, when we first started talking, he started out talking about introducing yourself to him, and he knows about how much I like to hunt and stuff. He goes, and I've always wanted to duck hunt, and I was like, we will go. I've got a pair of waders for you, dude, size 13, and it'll fit your big lanky butt.
Yeah.
So we'll go.
Is
And
that
I've been
is that something you've been working to? Is cut back on cussing?
a lot.
Yeah.
I used to be, I used to
Oh,
be
bro,
bad.
me too.
Bad, and I think it got worse when I got to college because all the football coaches,
Yeah.
they would just rail into you, dude, and I'm like,
Well, also too, you don't have to put up that. You don't have to filter yourself.
right. Well, too, it's all you was around, and it's all that. When they wanted to show that they meant business, cuss words got brought out.
Yeah.
And when you're around, even if you weren't the one getting cussed at, say the D lineman was down there and Coach Susie got on to one dude, everybody heard what he was saying to him.
Yeah. Well, see, mine's a two-parter. Mine one, like, I got really caught up in Genesis and talking about how God gave Adam the freedom to name the animals. Like, God could have named the animals, but he wanted to show Adam that his voice had meaning. Like, what he was saying meant something. So, like, for me, it was like, well, it doesn't matter. I know plenty of people that believe in God that cuss, but also have a mini-me that absorbs everything I say.
Yep.
So, definitely, I've been reeling it in, and kind of on the same tip, like, whenever I slip up, I get mad, bro. I'm like, especially if it's somebody else. Like, I don't know about for you, but for me, the hardest aspect is, like, casual conversation. Like, people that I've been talking to my whole life. And I'll slip up and be like, ooh. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That way, dude.
I remember, like, it had been, like, a good month or so that I'd said the F word. And this is, like, one of my favorite words before. And we're doing, like, wedding stuff. And my buddy's now wife said some F it. So I just repeated back to her. And I'm like, ooh, you don't understand how mad I am. I've been cutting back. And I just slipped up. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. She's like, I didn't even say it. And I was like, no, you did.
You did say it. Worst thing is like, I don't know what the habit was. Like, stub your toe or you run into something, you just gotta cuss it a good one. Like, it's anything any good.
No, absolutely. I think I'll do something. I'll tell Matea I didn't even cuss. I'll, like, hit my leg or stub my toe. I'm like, I didn't even cuss.
I just learned. I just say, like, random stuff now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You let the tism come out.
You got to.
No, for sure, dude. Honestly, I found my church. We're gonna have to find one here because Matea is a big church body. Like, she has to be in the congregation to, like, feel it. But, like, we watched a sermon today, and I'm by all means, call me a digital disciple. This church is based out of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I think I probably sent you the main pastor, the bald black dude, Philip. So 2819 is the name of the church, but dude, it's like every time I watch a sermon, it like ties to my life right now, and I know it's not like it would be different if it was like small town, like I go in, they know me, they know what I'm going through, but it's not that, you know what I mean?
It's just the power of God talking to you.
No, literally. Today he was talking about anxiety, and he said some stuff that hit home, bro. In the sense of, like, he said it's not a sin to be anxious, but it's a sin to let anxiousness take over what's God's plan for you, and that hit.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was talking about like, you have to
be anxious, have faith in God, like
he's kind of same purpose of talking about what we were talking about the other day in the Bible chat. It's like there's a difference between fear and faith.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what really hit home is, like, he was talking about how Jesus had his 3 main disciples that he'd go to. And he said, and he had the 12, and the 12 were still fulfilling the same mission, but they didn't have the relationship that the 3 did. He said, probably right now in your life, you have somebody that's in the 3 that should be in the 12, and somebody in the 12 that should be in the 3. He said, "You're running around here with Judas and wondering why life seems to just be falling apart." And I was like, "Oof, dude, that hits, man." And then I think last week they were talking about like your faith and how you cut out temptation, but you really just giving up a temptation to stick around it. He said you're giving up smoking weed, but you're still hanging around the plug, waiting for him to ask you if you want to hit. And I was like, yeah, that's good, man. But yeah, no, I'm a digital disciple for sure. That's what they call their followers online. But I think we need to find a church here because I like to go to Bible study and stuff.
Yeah, and it just helps being around other Christians.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, that's one thing too. I'm talking about because Wes was talking about moving down here, looking at jobs and stuff, and I was like, look, I'm not going to tell you, what's best for your life. That's your decision. That's what you need to make that decision in your household. I said, granted, because he benefits like in terms of our wives and daughter, like we could build something. So but that's what I enjoy the most about this. When I was at Pikeville, I had to like fit into a community. But here I get to build my own. If I don't want somebody a part of my community, they don't have to be a part of my community. Especially, the biggest thing is I was involved with so many people in Pikeville that I probably wouldn't have been, especially now because our values are so different.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've gotten to a point now, like with your faith, where you're like people are starting to like show kind of their nature and where they're at in life, or have you not felt that yet?
What do you mean by that?
Just like they don't live by the same values, and they feel like so. Like for me, I had some people not really same values. I knew that, but like once I completely gave my life to Christ and like started like, okay, I'm gonna reel back this and reel back this. It was like constantly an issue of like, well, why are you doing this? Oh, you're a square, yada. So I guess I'm a square. That's fine. I'll be a square.
No, dude, I really don't. Like, personally wise, like, I go to work and I hang out with Jordan and go to the gym and don't really fool with anybody at the gym, so I don't really like interact with anybody other than you and my friends that I know are there for me. And even I've noticed Prater. And you remember Prater? I think he started going to church too.
Bro, something about kids, man, I'm telling you.
I ain't got no kids.
Well, yeah, but I also feel like to an extent, like, there's like I think there's like a point in every person's life, like we were kind of going off that anyways, about like God having a plan for us. Because God knows what you're going to do before you do it. And even if you feel like, oh, this will throw him off, he already knew you were going to do that. So it's like, in that sense, there's a point in every person's life where it's like, okay, this is it. Like, I choose God here or I don't, and that's the rest of my life. Because for me, it was like I had started reading scripture, and then it was like for Sober October, I picked it up with my buddy Nick, because he had never read it cover to cover. So I was like, let's do that in October. You start reading scripture, and at this point, I feel like it's the most. Like I've already had Evie, and I felt that feeling in the delivery room of like, this is bigger than me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, a couple months later, I'm reading scripture, and it's like starting to really pop off the page, and I'm like, okay, interesting. And then, can't remember the exact context, but I know that like one thing that stuck with me heavy is I saw a sermon, and he was talking about you get to heaven, you have no recollection of people who don't make it. And I imagined Matea and Evie in heaven waiting for me to show up, knowing that I'd never be there. Dude, I almost cry every time I say it, bro. And at that point, I was like, I'll be damned. Literally. But I'll never put myself in that situation, and that's when I started making the big improvements on life, and I mean, I got baptized in March.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's a challenge every day. But also, I think I would like to hear your take on it, but I think somebody asked me, uh, why more people don't give their life to Christ. And I think, granted, ultimately, broad scale, there's a lot of factors. But I think men, when it comes down to men, I think the biggest thing is they have too much pride.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's worse. That was so like that's what I attested to. I was going to church. Jordan got me to go with her. I liked going to church, but I really wasn't fully into it.
Right.
And my pastor, he was like, I was like, when we were talking about, before I got baptized, he was like, so, what was your, growing up, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I went to church, but I didn't really understand it. And I was just going to go. And then every time leading up before I asked him to baptize me, it would get, like, every time it would get brought up, I would keep telling myself, like, he would preach about it, and I kept telling myself, well, I will before that. It was me being selfish upon myself, wanting me to do it when I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But when God wanted it was right then and right, like now. I was being selfish and prideful because I wanted to change on my terms, not when God wanted me to change.
Yeah.
Until I find, like, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to text Seth, and I'm going to be like, hey, I want to get baptized. I'm ready to finally give in. I want to protest my faith in Christ to everyone.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, dude. It's a big pride thing, and I think Seth's touched on that a time or two. Like, it's in our nature to be. It's sin in our nature, and until we overcome that sin, we can't be closer to Christ.
Yeah. No, I think that was kind of the factor. That's why I landed on getting baptized before I left Pikeville. It was like, I wanted to leave that. Like, I'm starting a new life, so I wanted to leave all that there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I mean, granted, I mean, I'm the same body walking around, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, somebody died that day.
You're reborn because
Yeah.
somebody did die.
No, literally.
Parents was best in the water.
Absolutely. But no, definitely like
When you got baptized, like when you did come out, did you feel a sudden urge? Like, did you feel something come over you? And like, I know when I went back in the room after I got my dude, I sat down and I broke down. I cried and I praised the Lord, dude. I felt so good after.
See, that's I don't know if it was like where I was at or what, but I didn't really have that. I definitely like I left from since that day. It was like I've always been the hothead in the relationship, where like Mateo always had to calm me down or like talk me out of doing something. But I feel like since I've gotten baptized, like that day, that part of me died, and I'm just so kumbaya now. Like, I'm not gonna fight with you. I'm not gonna argue. Like, if me and Mateo get into it about something, then we're gonna fix the problem. Like, we're working to the same goal. But like anybody else, you want to fight? I'm not fighting you, bro. Stop.
Not worth my time.
Yeah, but literally, it's just like I just like a different person came out of the water. I'm not even kidding. Like, it just I can't be bothered by things that would stress me out usually don't. Like, it's just like I'm sure some people like that knew me before, it's got to be sickening because it's like a totally different person in the way I like process things. Like, something bad happens, how blessed are we? And I remember, dude. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna clean up my language. And this is like not like the same week we're packing up. And it had been a long day at work, and I get home and I'm trying to pack so we can leave. And I'm like trying to get packing tape off of like it's stuck to itself. So I'm like trying to, dude, I'm going at it, and it's frustrating me. I can feel my blood boiling, and then I just start laughing. And Mateo's like, what? And I'm like, the devil's testing me right now, man. I can feel it.
Get all the tape, right?
Yeah, literally. Like, I'm starting to get mad. And I'm like, dude, this. And then I just started laughing, like not even like a subtle laugh. I'm hysterically laughing in the bedroom, and Mateo's like, "What is happening?" I'm like, "Bro, the devil's testing me." Also, too, I got a perspective on that, because I feel like very much the sense of like you kind of I used to say energy, like positive energy, negative energy, but now I know it's God and the devil. But at the same time, like if you cast the name of like Satan or whatever, that negativity, you're gonna get that negativity. So even in this instance where I'm aware, like this is a test to me, like this is the devil testing me. Me saying that is just condoning that behavior. Like in reality, I seen somebody say, you know, you say the devil's testing you, but what if it's God's testing you? And I was like, fair play. But yeah, I just feel way different, man. And I mean, it's a great feeling, and I've been so carefree. And I told people, they're like, how are you doing? Like, how's the move going? I'm like, my physical body is stressed out, but my spiritual body is very much high. I would be climbing up a wall if I didn't have God right now. So
Into that.
yeah, but no, it's a big step. I mean, granted, kudos to you, brother, for getting to that point and knowing it was time.
Likewise, buddy.
Yeah. I think he said it today on that sermon that we were watching, and he said, you keep praying for that raise or this to happen or that to happen. He said, who are you to think that you have the right to pull on God's cloak and ask for something? And I was like, oof. Because you wanting something else just means that you're not grateful. Like,
being great.
Yeah, something about anxiety is you can't be blessed and have anxiety. Like that alone, they just kind of cancel each other out, because like you're anxious about something, but you're disregarding all the blessings you have because this one thing seems so big that you can't deal with it. And maybe it's like, you know, I feel like I watched the George Janko podcast the other day. They were talking about anxiety. I watched the sermon today. It's talking about anxiety. Maybe, you know, I'm just blind to it, but I guess I'm anxious about something.
Did you pray about it?
No, I did. I definitely have. I mean, granted, I mean, it comes with like the lifestyle and stuff, but like I've given so much stuff to God. And I asked my buddy, he's going through a rough time. I was like, you pray on it? And he was like, no. And I was like, I'd start there.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I'm not sure if it'll work for you, but 9 times out of 10, if I ask God, hey, you know, I just need guidance on this, I need help understanding this situation, He's gonna give you the answer. Necessarily, it won't mean that you like it always, but it's gonna be the answer you need.
Yep. I ask for guidance all the time.
No, yeah, I mean needed, bro, for sure. My biggest thing after getting baptized is I was asking, like, not asking for physical things, but like asking for challenges. Dude, got answered, bro. My plate was overflowing, and I remember we were driving back, and dude, I'm never the type to be in silence. If I'm in silence, bro, steer clear of me, because I got some stuff I'm fighting in my head. But we're driving back to Georgetown to like paint the house. No radio for like the first hour. And Matea's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. Like, why? And she's like, you're just like, you seem off. And I'm like, I mean, yeah. I was like, it's, you know, a lot of changes. Like, I mean, I'm not, I was like, I don't want you to think that I'm not, like, I want them. We need them. I was like, but it's just a lot. I said, I keep asking God for challenges to be better. I said, I can't really be upset when He gives them to me. like I'm asking Him for opportunities to make me stronger and make me better for those around me. He's giving them to me, just all at once. Sometimes you just gotta learn how to shut your mouth and deal with what you got going on. But you know, I think, I mean, ultimately, the best way that I can describe it to somebody is like, well, what if God's not real? Well, I think God is real. So you're asking me a hypothetical that I believe is true, but I'll bite. Worst case scenario, God's not real. I'd like to think that I'd live a better life because I'm following Christ. Mm-hmm. But also, I think God's real. I know God's real.
There's been many a test to it.
Yeah, literally. Which is that when people come to me with like, well, I can't believe it because I've never seen Him. Okay. But you exist. If you die and 500 people say you existed, does that mean you didn't exist?
There's many people in the Bible that physically seen God's miracles that he did and still didn't believe in him.
Yeah. But also too, on I was having a conversation with somebody, and they were like, it had to be an account of his, like he had to write it, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Because I was like, people have seen him. Like we're talking about 1,500 different authors agree that God is real, that Jesus walked the earth. You don't believe that? No, because he didn't write it. I said, okay. So I said, let's use this. My dad, he's dead. When he was alive, if he said, hey, write this down, this is my word, like I'm telling you, this is, how you should live life, and I write it down and I show somebody, does that mean that my dad's not real? And she's like,
You wrote
no, but he just has to write it. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
well.
But also too, they're close. Like they're very close to where I was at. Like believe in something, they call it magic, but very close, very close. It's like, dude, you're right there. Like I was there for a hot minute too, but like you're there. Like you need a little bit more. I mean, honestly, like they need like a big event, like a come to Jesus moment. Like, hey, this is your fork in the road. You go left, you'll never know me. You go right, you'll have eternal life with me. Because I mean, ultimately, mine would be Evie. Like that feeling in the delivery room. Nothing that could, like. You ever been somewhere like super shady and you had that weird feeling?
Yep.
Complete opposite of that. Like so light. I'm getting cold chills thinking about it, bro. And then you have all these people who leave such crazy lifestyles and then give their life to Christ, and then it's a completely different person. Steve-O, just watched a podcast with him. And this man battled addiction for years and years, and listening to him, he said that what got him into Christ was hearing people's stories about people who died and came back to life, like got brought back. Mm-hmm. He was like, you're talking about they all like had this overwhelming sense of happiness, like they were sad that they had to come back. He said, tell me what's capable of that amount of love.
That's deep.
Yeah. And I heard a pastor, bro. I don't know who this guy is. I need to find his sermons, though. It's like this redneck guy, no joke, wearing the same thing we'd be wearing. American flag on the shoulder. I'm assuming ex-veteran. Southern, like big Southern boy. Got to be Alabama. And he's talking about, he had this girl that he like basically raised. Like her family was bad, so she was always at his house, and she got cancer. And he said, I remember being at the foot of her bed, and I'm just praying, like, God, why this kid? Like, if you let me go in this girl's body, I'll kill every cancer cell in her body. And God spoke to him and was like, now you know what my love feels like. That I sit up here and watch you every day, do what you're not supposed to be doing. That's heavy. That's real heavy. But that's also too, like, people's like, oh, well, you say X, Y, Z. I think, what is your take on the people that, like, preach, you have to live this way or going to hell, opposed to somebody who's more got a simplistic approach of, like, hey, you don't have to give up all the stuff you're doing to follow Christ, because you'll fix it. Because you feel that way, right? Like, you didn't have to give up everything before you gave your life to Christ. You gave your life to Christ, and then you started fixing the things because you felt the need to, right?
Yeah, because I mean, I was doing a lot wrong before then.
No, absolutely. Same.
It opened your eyes. Everything. Oh, I kind of agree with that. Like, you don't have to. You have to do this. You're not making it. When you put your faith in Christ, you know what you need. You ultimately know what you need to change.
Yeah. Well, I also feel like certain sermons will cater to like people who already follow Christ, opposed to like people who are newly getting into it. Because like
Mhm.
2819, where I watch church, it's very like it's stuff that I need.
Mhm.
Like it resonates with me. Like you're not doing enough. Like you're not reading. You're not doing X Y Z. That's gonna push me to do it. That's just my mindset, right? Opposed
Yeah.
to like God loves you how you are, and you don't have to change. It's like I don't think that's the case. That was a piece of
Yeah.
garbage before March. What are you talking about? But like it's definitely a different type of feel. And then like they do a lot of the stuff on like they do like they put a lot of YouTube content, which is really convenient because I can just listen to that
Mhm.
throughout the day. But they're doing a sermon, like a chain of sermons called like the End of Times, and they're going over like Revelations and stuff.
Mhm.
And then I mean honestly, bro, it can't be long. He's coming back for sure. So I'm just trying to spread the gospel as much as I can. Like, hey, if you ain't right with him, you better get right with him.
Sure.
And also, like, Mattea is like really scared of Revelations, and we're about to go on our first Johnson summit, so we'll dive into why. I mean, she doesn't watch the news, bro. She's terrified of it.
I don't watch the news because I don't really have time to watch the news.
Valid. I was really big into politics before I found Christ, and now I could be bothered by it. I don't care about whatever is happening in China because
I've never cared about the news. If unless it affects me, somebody will tell me it's going to affect me, then I'd read on it.
yeah, but still, like,
Then it won't bother me at all.
yeah, like I mean, we're talking about nuclear war. That's cool. I'll
It
see.
ain't.
Look, I know when I close my eyes, I'm gonna be face to face with my Lord and Savior, and He's gonna be asking me why I'm at where I'm at. So, I mean, granted, I don't want to die. Like I want to live this life, and I want to spread the gospel and do right by my family. But at the same time, I'm not scared of it.
Right. No need to be scared of it.
But it's always been that way. Like I've never been scared to die, but now it's like a different reasoning. Like it's like now I know what's waiting for me.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, exciting stuff. Honestly, like dude, just a better. Like I feel like I'm living better now.
I do too.
And a lot of people that I talk to, and they're like, I feel like I could do better, and I could. That's usually my start point. Okay, well, what's your faith look like? Because I mean, if you're saying, you know, I'm not a great husband, and I'm not a great brother, and I treat people wrong. Okay, were you following Jesus? You've been talking to
Right.
Jesus. Even the type of like, oh well, I'm at rock bottom, like I can't go anywhere. Well, you've been here your whole life by yourself. Yeah, I haven't had anybody. Okay, so what harm does it do to give your life to Jesus? You just
It's
said
always
it,
been.
literally.
Just
Right.
you just talk to him.
Yeah, but like you're saying you got here because of solely you, pride. But nobody was in your corner. Nobody helped you. Okay, cool. So why not give it to him now? Because I mean, you don't really have any other option, do you? You're just gonna keep suffering in the same circle of guilt and whatever you're going through. So like, what's it hurt? But also, I guess Mateo kind of tells me maybe they're not ready. And my thing is, when I encounter somebody like that, where I like puts all this effort in to like get them in a better position to like go on with their faith or like become a better person through faith. It's like Mateo tell me like, you know, you don't have all you can do. You know, maybe it's just not their time. And I'm like, yeah, but like, what if God put me in their life to get them closer to Him? Me letting him do his own thing is me failing in a way. But that's just how I work, anyways. It's really like a big pitfall of mine. I seen something, bro. You would love it. I gotta see if I can find it. I'll send it to you. It was a guy talking about like your God given gifts. He said like
Oh yeah.
the gifts that God gave you show themselves through how you deal with conflict in your own life. So like really the only one that I like took it and ran with it was me. It was like if you like if something's going on and you blame you, like you self-deprecate, then your leadership's or like the gift God gave you was to be a leader. And that's me, bro, every time. Like it was way worse before. Like before I got baptized. But like it was very much like, you know, I'm messing up. I'm doing this, and this wrong. In reality, like it just didn't work. I mean, ultimately now I see it as it wasn't God's plan at the time, but like I just was real big on piling on myself, and Mateo would be like, "Hey, don't talk about yourself that way. Like it makes me mad." And then
Okay.
now I kind of see it in a different perspective, and I definitely see it, especially in marriage. It's like I seen a pastor talking about arguing with his wife, and he like say something. He said not like disrespectful, but like my tone is disrespectful. He said, and
I have to.
yeah, and then he said, the way I see it is, I'm not letting anybody talk to my daughter that way. So you think God's pleased that you're talking to his that way? And that resonated, bro. I was like, oof. Let me, because me and Mateo don't really fight, but like definitely there's times that I use the wrong tone or like it comes off mean, and I'm not intending it that way, but it's like you could do better.
I'm that way too.
Do you think
It's
yours
something
comes a
that,
lot more in like frustration?
no, it's just sometimes I say stuff and I'm not really like. I guess I can say stuff in a joking manner and it sounds like I'm not joking at all.
For sure.
And then I'm like, I was just joking.
Yeah.
Like, but didn't sound like it. And I'm like, well, I was. I promise. I was just
No, for sure.
didn't even say anything really. I did.
You got anything that you want to talk about before we hop off?
Uh, no, not really.
We got about 2 hours. I feel like that was quality. I mean, we talked about all the questions that I really had. What do
The
you
thing
what did you think your biggest challenge in life has been?
that's something I need to think about. I'd say being selfish and wanting to put myself before others. I struggled with that for a long time.
Well, I mean, that alone shows that you're working on it. I mean, especially the conversation we just had. That's definitely the first step. I mean, in my opinion, I'm sure other people have something different to say.
Yeah, I put myself first a long time, and it wasn't like on purpose. I was just if I did or was trying to just benefit myself more than benefiting
Yeah.
everybody
Like
around.
how could you help me get to somewhere I want to be? Yeah. So,
Instead of
do you
just
think in a way you're correcting that now, and if so, how?
I want to know the answer to that.
I think it'll come.
Like,
I think it'll come with faith, though. I mean, like you made the biggest step in the sense of like giving your life to Christ and knowing that like His mission is what is set for you. But you could feed that into like how you treat His children, et cetera, et cetera. I'll definitely have to. I'll have to touch back with you down the road and see how that's coming. Like if you feel like you're doing better or not.
I don't know. I just wouldn't. I didn't really think things that far ahead like I do now. Like I think about what I'm doing and how it's going to impact someone else.
Right.
And that's honestly too like a lot of the schoolwork I've been doing is I think it's helping me with that too because it's talking about like I'm the mediator between a landowner and something that needs to be done, and like with work I'm able to. That's helped me a lot too. Is like learn how to communicate with people, and still got to work on that tone. Sometimes it's not the best.
Hey, it's all work in progress, brother. You know that more than most people do. I know it. To think that we're even close to being done doing what God has planned for us is just a slap in the face to Him.
We got a long way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, brother, I appreciate you being on the pod.
I appreciate you asking me to be here, brother.
For sure. I definitely would love to run up another episode down the road and where you get better standing of where you want to be and where you think God's placed you.
That too, and hopefully by then I've got my schoolwork done, which will be in November, so I won't have to worry about, oh, TJ, I can't. I got to get on here and do all
Yeah.
these assignments.
No, for sure. We're almost done, brother. You've been working on it for quite some time now. You're getting closer to the end. You're closer to the end than you are at the beginning.
3 more classes.
Yeah, you got this, man. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, brother. Proud of you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I love you, man. I'll talk to you soon. I mean, probably tomorrow.
The worst with that.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I love you, man. I'll talk to you later.
You too, bub. Bicycle.
Bicycle. All right, chat. I appreciate you tuning in to another episode of the podcast, man. I just love doing this. If I could do this every day of the week, I would do it. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for being here, man. I mean, if you didn't learn anything from that pod, more than likely it's time to give your life to Christ, man. He's waiting on it. He's been there the whole time. Imagine being a friend to somebody really close. You're there the whole time. And they just never call on you. Think about how devastated you'd be. You had all the means of helping them, but they just never called on you. That's how God feels when you don't pick up the phone and talk to him. I love you. Be better, be easier. I'll see y'all. What's today? Today's Sunday. I'll see y'all on Tuesday for another episode of the podcast. Updates to the stream stuff. If something changes or something, it'll be on my socials. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Be better, be easier. I'll see y'all next time, baby.